think it's time we fitted one of them into our van. Everyone seems to have them, and Auxbeam did reach out to us and said, do you want some lights? So we've only got one Auxbeam light on, which is the big one on the front. So we thought, yeah, let's do some light upgrades. Part one is going to be installing this and moving all our existing lights over from our little switch panel to this boy. Right, so currently we do have this switch panel in right now, which is just the 3 lights, which is the top one, the bottom one on the front, and the rear. Right, so inside here, you've got a couple of light things with fuses on. Now there's only 3 fuses in there. That is a great big waste of space, and under the seat is all clear. So my intention is to move all this, move them fuses, and basically fit under there the actual brains for the Auxbeam button box. Good idea? I think it'll work. So the beauty about basically having it under the seat is when I put that back on, I can then take it off, and if I need to, I can get in, change the fuses, dead simple, undo them too, and get in there, change the fuses, because that stupid thing in front won't be there anymore. Right, let's get the seat off and go from there. Next thing to do is we're going to take the swivel seat base off, and I mightn't even put it back in because we don't use it. Fucking mic stuck to the stupid thing. Got this thing out. My God, this weighs an absolute ton. I'm going to put it on the scales because we don't use this. It doesn't get used. So why is it in the van if it weighs so much? Right, got a set of scales and this stupid thing. So right, that is coming in at 100 and no, it's not 100. It's coming in at 18.5 kilos. You can see it on there, 18.5 kilos. Now that is a lot of weight. Save that weight. Oh my God, what does the front one weigh? The passenger side? Passenger side must be double that. That must be 40 kilos, 50 kilos. Might have to rethink that passenger. Right, so in the actual brains part of this, you do have a positive and you got a negative. It's marked there on the side where the positive is. They're going to be your feeds to your certain switches. So the 230 amp ones are the 2 top right hand corner ones. Anyway, we're going to have the earth coming in from the bottom, and we're going to have the positive coming in from the top. Now, this does come with a couple of plates. If you wanted to mount it like that and then bolt this on somewhere and have it sit flat, or if you wanted to bolt it on a wall and have the cables coming through the back and going in so it all looked neat and tidy, you can do that. Now, with what we're doing, I've had to Frankenstein it a bit. So that's your lid. Your lid will just go on there like that, and as you can see, if all the wires were coming through, you wouldn't see any wires. Now, we're mounting this flat onto a plate. We've got to have room for cables, so I've cut through underneath there so all the cables come through, and I was going to cut a bit more out the top there so the positive can come through, and then we'll have the positive come in the top, negative going in the bottom, and then all the other cables for the wires for the lights going in the bottom. So I have mounted the actual fuse there. Now, I have moaned about these fuses in the past because you can get really cheap crappy ones. I'm presuming with Auxbeam and the amount of people I know have fitted them, included Alex Frood, these are a good make, because Auxbeam wouldn't go to the bother of making things like this and things like this to scrimp out on a fuse. So that's all wired in. We did have a main feed coming from the batteries which goes all the way through there, so that is just feeding there, which was absolutely perfect. We've got an earth point on the bottom there, which we can put the earth strap to, and then get that mounted and get these all in. Right, there we go. We've got the Auxbeam controller in there, fuses in there. I have just put a little bit of a conduit on there just to stop that rubbing against the seat. I could have made it a bit shorter, but I didn't, so that's life. The earth is down on there. That's all tight. which is, it's nice that it's all underneath the seat and out the way. So we do have cables coming through for some rear lights there, which are there, so we can get them wired into this. On top just there we've got the actual connection for the actual panel, and then this one here is going to be a live for, I would presume, when your ignition comes on to make the whole system go live. But we've just got to, basically these cables go through, up and to the switches which are under there, so we've got to undo them, retrace them back, bring them back into here, and then when we fit some more lights underneath, we're going to be able to come in through these two glands here with the cables straight into the box, keeping it all into the seat. Right, I need to take those switches off there, reroute the cables all the way through here and bring them back into there. Also the ones for the main beam, which will come down there, they will need to go into there as well. So I will get all this off and then we'll go from there. This is going to be the fun bit. I've got this undone. All our lights go to this panel here, so I've basically got to undo them from there, trace them back under here, down the floor there, and then go into that box there. Right, I didn't film much of this, but I took this up and I routed the cables down through there, and then under the seat there you do have a raised lip which is there, and it comes in, which was perfect. But that was an absolute faff and it drove me insane. So got all the cables through now, got a little bit more tidying up to do, then we can get to wiring them in to the control panel. Oh, I just remembered, got to put another cable through for the switch. You know, I'm getting frustrated when the hat comes off. Right, that goes to your main fuse board, which is the relay box, switch box, whatever you want to call it, and then that goes to your controller. Got to fish that through from here up to there. Right, I'll show you what I've done because we're starting to lose the light. So I have taken these two, which were on the front there on them stupid panels, and I've just cable tied them to this bar here, which is not going to be a problem. Now there was a fuse in the end there which you've utilised to pull power to this cable, which will then power them. So if we do need to connect other things too, we've got them there that are all fine. And then that also connects to the USB, which goes to there, which will charge my phone off. Fuse board is in and it's there and it's mounted. We've got all the cables through here for the various lights. So we've got front, we've got rear, and we've got lower fronts as well. So now I just need to basically wire them into there, get them connected. But first of all, I've got to figure out which one is which because I'm not too sure. So I've got a cigarette light port into the EcoFlow with two of those little inline Wagos on them, and I'm basically just going to connect each light and see which is which. Right, so I've got them two connected into the EcoFlow there, and then as you can see they are the front top light bar. So I can basically wire them in now. They're going to be going in this end one, which is right there, so I can wire them into there. Then I can temporarily wire the switch panel in and see if they work. So we got the first one in there. I wired this up temporarily because I want to have that on a switch on the dashboard. So we got the two front ones in there, positive and negative, and then I have just temporarily hung that off there. So that is on the roof lights, which is there, and then you will be able to see. So need to get the bottom light bar done, and then bottom light bar done, and then the rear, and then we do have a few more lights going on very soon. So get them wired up, and then we can get this mounted where I want it to go. Right, I have decided to put ferrets on them because they are going into screw-in connections, so I just think they're better with ferrets. Also, you do know, I know they're not called ferrets, but it just winds people up in the comment section. They get really annoyed when you call them ferrets, but ferrets they are. So I've pulled this switch through here. What that will allow me to do is it'll be able to go into this switch here, and then when we turn the switch on, then that part of the system will become live, and also the panel will light up and become live as well. Just means that this one that comes out of here runs to a switch on the dashboard, and that means we can isolate it whenever we want. Got a bit dark last night, so what have I done? Seat is back in. Put the seat back in. Underneath there, I will show you. So we've got the controller in there. You won't be able to see because it is a little bit dark, but that's in there. If I need to change fuses, I can get in and I can change the fuses. That's not a problem. Also mounted the switch panel there. Now it does have one live that goes to just a switch to turn it on. It's not to power the lights. It's just one cable that goes to a live that you turn it on. That's it. So I've wired that up to one of the original switches that the lights were on. Thought, why not use them? I'm not going to take them out because it's going to leave a bloody big hole in the van, isn't it? And you know who's going to get bloody pissy over that. Anyway, that's in, they're in. I have wired the rear lights up to it. I've wired the top front light up to it. I've wired the bottom light to it, and I've wired the two on the bonnet to it as well. So we've got a few lights. Now I'm going to be adding some more because Emma's in work. First of all, I'll show you the panel. There it is, right there. You can change these to whatever colours you want. If I just switch the panel on, which is from one of the switches over there, I've got ours just set to red. But you can change within the app, because it comes with a phone app. You can change the colours of these to whatever you want them to be. I'll show you that now. Right, so you do have an app on your phone, which it is Bluetooth, and you can turn all the lights on from the app. But you can also control the colour of this as well. So if we wanted that to be blue, as you see there, it just goes to blue. Green, white, red, and you can choose basically any colour. We'd have a pink if we wanted, or like an aqua colour. So you can change to match your vehicle whatever colours you want. You can also change the brightness as well. You can have it really bright or really low. But the beauty about the app is, if you go into the app, you can turn on from the app lights, and you'll see the top row of lights there will come on when I start pressing the buttons on the app. So you can turn the cubes on, you can turn the light bar on, you can turn the roof lights on, cubes on, rear lights on. Now if we go outside, now you'll see that everything is on there now. So if we turn off with the app the cubes, turn them off, we can turn the bottom light off, and then the spotlight that's on the top there, we can turn that off with the app as well. Another thing you can do is you can make it all strobe, or you can have them all on, turn them all on, and then with the center on and off button, which is there, turn them all off, turn them all on, turn them all off. To be honest with you, the app on the phone works perfect. Not quite sure what the range is from the app, but I mean, you don't need it when you're in another country, do you? But that is really good, and I like the fact that you can change the colours of the actual board to your van. Now, as well as having these lights on, Auxbeam sent us some more of these. We've got 6 of them in total, and we've got another set of these, which I'm going to change the rear ones for them. But 6 of them. Now I want to put them somewhere on the van where no one can see them, but they will work for a purpose. Right, I am going. Got these to fit. Got also something else to fit underneath as well, which is going to be a little bit different. And no, it's not Auxbeam rock lights like Alex and Paul have got. Emma will be back soon, don't worry. She's currently got plovered. And if you want to know what plovered is, it's a cross between the plague and COVID. She's literally just spent 3 days or 2 days in bed. I don't think she woke up yesterday. She was that ill. So yeah, she'll be better soon anyway. Right, I'm going. Catch you later. Oh, before I go, don't be getting pissy in the comments because YouTubers get sent stuff. It's not our fault. Companies want to send you stuff, you're going to fit it. So, don't get pissy. We ain't done nothing wrong. So, think about that when you're leaving your little shitty comments. Bye-bye.